Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am very excited to share with you some awesome finds that I have recently picked up over this last couple of weeks. Now, there are three titles that I wanted to talk about. Actually, just posted about them on Instagram. I've had these titles for about a month now, and I have not shared them in a video yet. And so if you follow me over on Instagram, you would have already seen these three items, but I figured I would throw them into this video as well. And yeah, I'm very excited about all three of these, but I'm just going to jump right into it because I have several stacks of things here on the floor to talk about. So the first thing I wanted to discuss was this Blu-ray release. This is put out by IFC Films, which this specific edition is a partner label of Vinegar Syndrome. And I actually got this, like I said, I had this for about a month now, maybe a little longer than that. But that is the movie Enter the Void. Now, Gaspar Noé is one of my favorite directors. I think his films are very interesting and very unique. And Enter the Void definitely is one of those very interesting and unique films. Very colorful and very... I don't even know how to describe it. The camera work in this movie is like actually unbelievable. I have no idea how he filmed half of this movie. But yeah, this is the first time that it is like widely available on Blu-ray. I know Arrow Video put out a Blu-ray of it a while back, but I believe it was only a Region B Blu-ray. I could be mistaken in that. But yeah, whenever I saw that the partner label of Vinegar Syndrome, or one of the partner labels of Vinegar Syndrome, released this movie, I knew I had to get it because this is a very fascinating film, and I have most of his other films on Blu-ray, and so I figured I might as well upgrade my copy from DVD to Blu-ray, and I'm very glad I did. I ordered this with the first day that it was announced, and within that day it already sold out. So this specific limited edition version of it is sold out. But I believe you can still get the standard edition, but within it you have the slipcover. And I think you can get just this still, which is a fun Blu-ray case. It's all very shiny and stuff. But yeah, it also comes with a booklet, which is fun. And then of course you have the hard case here, and the side looks kind of cool. But yeah, this is a very interesting release. If you do come across this cheap, I would highly recommend checking it out, especially if you are a fan of his films. I know his films are not for everyone, but yeah, Enter the Void. The next item I want to talk about, I actually ordered this one off eBay. This is from Umbrella Entertainment, and I believe that this edition is sold out. However, I saw recently that it went back into print, so I'm not exactly sure if it is out of print or if it's as I'm recording this, I'm not sure if it is out of print or still in print or not. But if it is in print, I would highly recommend grabbing a copy, and that is the 4K version of the movie The Fall. This was high up on my wish list of films to get a 4K restoration, and it did. And I ordered this brand new factory sealed, and yeah, I'm very excited to own this movie on 4K. Especially this is the limited edition version of the movie, because within it, I think you can still get the standard edition on 4K, but this is number 3285 of 5000, and so each movie is numbered within the Umbrella Entertainment releases, and so which is kind of a fun thing. But within it, you get a bunch of art cards, which is cool. You get a hardcover book, which is actually really awesome, and let's see, this is a... They don't have page numbers on this. Okay, well, there's no page numbers on here, but you get a hardcover book, and of course you get the 4K film with the slipcover. And I think this is a 2-disc, yeah, 2-disc version of the movie, and you also get the poster. So 2 discs and the poster. But yeah, this is a movie that is one of the most beautifully shot films I think I've ever seen. And it is so just an incredible film, very colorful, and a lot of I love uses of color within a film, and this is just one of those movies that it looks amazing on 4K, and yeah, I'd highly recommend getting this if you still can get a copy. I mean, they're going to be floating on eBay for a while, but Umbrella Entertainment does a very, very good job of their 4K transfers. But yes, The Fall. The next one I want to talk about, this one I actually got off of eBay as well. This is one I've been eyeing on a specific site that I don't own any other movies from this label, and so this is the first time that I'm adding this specific label, which is the label of Imprint, to my collection, and I believe it's a English company, a British company, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're based out of the UK. I could be mistaken in that, but this is another one that I always wanted a 4K copy of. When it came out, it was only, I think it came out in 2018. It was only released on Blu-ray, and this was a very good surprise when I saw that they released a 4K restoration version of the movie, and that is the movie Suspiria. This is one that blew me away when I first saw it. Actually, I saw this in a small indie theater where I live, and this was a used copy. The artwork is a little scratched on the front, but I am okay with that because the price of this was much cheaper than what it cost from the actual company. And I love Imprint. I love their box design, and I'm very happy to have a copy from a version of a Imprint title because their box design's really cool. It comes off and it has like this little, like, you know, peak in there, which is really awesome. And I guess I should show the box first. But yeah, you have the sides, the back, even on the front. It's just a really detailed edition. But within it, you get this really cool, like, red on the inside. But you get this little booklet of art cards, which is fun. So that's that. You get the Blu-ray, and I think this is a two-disc edition of the Blu-ray. So you have both discs, and then of course you have the 4K. And I think that's just the 4K. So this is a 3-disc set. And yeah, it is an amazing set. I actually am very, very excited to have this on 4K. Like I said before, I only had this on Blu-ray, and so this is an upgrade for me. But that's the movie Suspiria. Next up, I have a couple titles here from the Retro Attic that I recently picked up. These I got, again, about a month ago, and they've been sitting on the shelf waiting to be put away until I made this video. But the first one here, this is just a Blu-ray upgrade from my DVD copy, mainly because I like the slipcover on it, and it was only $2, but that is the movie Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps. And so this is the sequel, I believe, to the movie Wall Street. And that's the story of Gordon Gekko. And so you have the slipcover that kind of opens up, which is kind of fun. But yeah, for $2, I decided to upgrade my DVD copy. But then this is a movie that I was very excited that he had, because this is a movie I've been wanting to see for a while, but I didn't even know that this was released in America. I know there was I believe there was a Japanese Blu-ray of it. I could be I think there was a Japanese Blu-ray, but that is the movie Cube. Now this is in a 3-pack. And I should say that's the movie Cube from 2022, I think, maybe 2021. Yes, 2021 Cube. This is in a 3-pack of 3 different films. The Outwards, Cube, and Creepypasta. But yeah, I mainly wanted this for the Cube movie. I have the other 3 Cube movies, but I've not seen this one, so I'm very curious on this. I love the idea of the Cube franchise. So, but yeah, those are the first couple movies that I got from the Retro Attic. Now moving on, these are films that I got from a Goodwill, like, books, movies, and CD specific store. There's one that I go to every now and then. It's a little out of my way, but when I'm in the area, I try to stop in because I've honestly found some solid items there. It's a little bit more pricey than a normal Goodwill. I believe all of these cost $2.71 a piece. But for what they are, I'm very excited about it. And when I say a book, DVD, and music specific Goodwill, that is all they sell. They actually organize the books alphabetically. They organize the movies alphabetically. It's much smaller than a traditional Goodwill, but it is specific to media. And so, you know, that is kind of, there's pros and cons to it where they kind of like filter through some of the stuff and actually put some solid items out. But there's also just, you know, some very run-of-the-mill titles that are, you know, dollar DVDs anywhere else, and they're trying to get $2.70 for. So it's kind of a toss-up, but these items I'm actually very excited about because, yeah, there's a Kino Lorber in here, Synapse, and all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm going to jump right into these. But the first one here, this is a director of Peter Greenaway, and I want to see this movie, and I really wish that this edition of it was in like a little better shape, but for only $2.71 I figured I would grab it, and that is the movie 8.5 Women. Peter Greenaway, for those that do not know, he's one of my favorite directors. His films, probably his best known movie is The Cook, the Thief, His Wife and Her Lover, and some other movies like what's it called, Drowning by Numbers, and he has a lot of interesting films. They're all very, his work is very very interesting. And so I was very happy to come across this. This is a movie that I do not own yet. And I wish I should say, this is an ex-library copy of the movie. And so you have the barcode and the library stamp on there. And on the actual disc, you have, you know, some like library stuff, but the disc itself was in pretty good condition, and this is actually a movie that's kind of hard to find, and so I figured I would get a copy, and then maybe down the line, if I come across it cheaper or cheapish, I'll just upgrade and get a better copy. But yes, 8.5 Women. The next one, this is actually a Troma release, and this is actually, it looks like it's a kids movie, maybe put out by Troma, I'm not really sure, but yeah, that is The Painted Hills. So I have no idea, but I figured for only $2 I figured I would grab it. The next one, this is a Shaw Brothers, I think that's, yeah, Shaw Brothers, sorry, Shaw Brothers collection title. And yeah, I have never seen it. This is my first Shaw Brothers release. And I know there are actually a lot of these released throughout the years, but I don't have any in my collection. This is a Warner Archive release. This is actually 2 movies in here, and so yeah, I'm very excited about that. It's always fun coming across Warner Archive titles because, for those that don't know, Warner Archives was a made-on-demand service, but where you basically would get a catalog and you would order, you know, if somebody really wanted this movie, they would order this movie, and you know, they would print it. As soon as somebody ordered it, they would make specifically a copy of it, and then, you know, after that, they might not make any more. So theoretically, there could only be one version of this movie out in existence if only one person ordered it. And so it's a very interesting company. And some movies are very, very rare because they didn't make a lot. Others are very common. But yeah, I figured for only $2, might as well grab a copy. This is a Kino Lorber title. So I'm always adding Kino Lorber to my collection, and especially only for $2. But this looks kind of like a fun noir type of film. And another Warner Archive title here. And yet another Kino Lorber release as well. And then this one was actually very exciting to come across. This is a Synapse release. Synapse is a very interesting company that I'm always looking to add more titles to my collection of my Synapse collection. But yeah, it looks, I think this is a documentary maybe from 2003. So it's 165 minutes, which is kind of interesting. But and then I have here, this is a Dark Sky Films release, which Dark Sky Films is another interesting company that I feel like I'm always adding to my Dark Sky Films editions. But that's movie Wet Asphalt. But the last title here from this Goodwill is a Midnight Movies double feature, and I mainly got this from for Invaders from Mars, which is a Tobe Hooper movie. And I've not seen either of these movies, but I'm very excited to check that one out. And then these next three, I was running some errands and I stopped in at this Goodwill. I go to this Goodwill actually fairly often. Basically, whenever I need to go to the grocery store, there's a Goodwill next to the Walmart, and so I kind of just stop in, see what they have, if there's anything interesting. I'd say most of the time, it's like I'm grabbing like maybe 1 or 2 items, if that. And yeah, they had actually 3 titles here, all for only $1.50 or $1.25. I think it was $1.50 each. But the first one, this is actually a movie I don't own in my collection, and that is the movie Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. And so this is the sequel to Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And so now I have all 3 Bill and Ted movies. I've only seen the first one, but now I have the sequel. The next one here, this is a movie that I was actually kind of surprised they had, because I believe this is a 2024. I think this came out in 2024, and that's the movie Tarot. So I have a feeling it's not going to be super great. I feel like I've not heard super great things about it, but I figured for only $1.50, might as well grab it. And the last item, I was very surprised that they had this at this Goodwill, brand new factory sealed for only $1.50, and that is the movie Coco on 4K. This is a Disney movie that I've actually never watched. I feel like it's been on in the background at so many different things that I've attended, but I've never actually sat down and watched this movie. And so having the 4K is actually really fun. I had this on DVD, but this will be an upgrade for me from that. So yeah, these 3 I got from that Goodwill. Now this next stack is some amazing titles from the Retro Attic. Recently he got in a bunch of Vinegar Syndrome and some Scream Factory and just some fun horror items, and so I have here a small stack of films. The first one that I picked up is the movie Squirm. I will also say, thankfully I had some store credit, and so I was able to get all of these for free. I had a few items that I traded in to get these, but I got Squirm on, this is a Scream Factory Blu-ray with the slipcover. The next one here is a also Scream Factory, and technically speaking I have this movie on DVD, but I do not have it on Blu-ray, and it's going to be really annoying if Scream Factory or Arrow Video or somebody releases a 4K of this like a month from now, which watch they will. But I got the movie here, Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. And so I'm really looking to maybe, get all of the Texas Chainsaw Massacres on an HD format. I only have, let's see, I have all of them on DVD and most of them on VHS. But I only have on 4K Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2. I only have the DVD for 3. Now I have the Blu-ray for 4. And I have some of the other, like the newer ones on Blu-ray, but I really should get all of them on like the highest format I can, because I really do enjoy these movies. As cheesy as Next Generation is, and Matthew McConaughey with robot legs is a wild concept in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Yeah, very excited to add that one to the collection. This is one that is kind of I think the slipcover is out of print, and it looks interesting, but that is the movie Splatter University. This is put out by Vinegar Syndrome. And yeah, I'm always looking to add more Vinegar Syndrome to my collection, and especially if it has the slipcover. This is one that this is Synapse Films, and looks interesting, but yeah, always looking to add more Synapse to my collection as well. I should add, this is also the Blu-ray, just has the black Blu-ray case. Another Vinegar Syndrome here, and that's the movie Party Line with the slipcover. And the last Vinegar Syndrome title and the last item from Retro Attic is There's Nothing Out There, also with the slipcover. So, some fun items from Retro Attic. He had more Vinegar Syndrome. I just ran out of money because I was also trying to save money for the Severance sale, and so it's always unfortunate because I feel like, all the sales are happening this month, and so it's hard to budget to get both things in store but also still wait for stuff online. But yeah, I got some amazing items from the Retro Attic. And then on my way home, I stopped in at a bookstore that I've actually gotten some fun Criterion titles there before, and some out-of-print stuff really cheap. And so every now and then I do stop in there to see if they got anything new in. But they had this on VHS, actually. I technically have this on Blu-ray, but I figured for only $4 I couldn't pass this up. And that is the 1927 movie Napoleon. For those that are, have watched a lot of these videos, you'll know that this movie is amazing. I've talked about this movie a lot in the past, and for only $4 on VHS, I figured I would grab it. But I have the Region B Blu-ray from BFI, and it was kind of like a whole thing to get that movie, to watch it, and I believe that was movie number 365 that I watched last year. And so this is a great movie. I'd highly recommend checking it out. It is it's like 3 hours and 55 minutes long, so it is a 4-hour film, but it's amazing. And so I'm very happy to have this at least on VHS as well as my Blu-ray, mainly for the artwork and just the aesthetic of it. But yes, that is a Napoleon. And then the last little stack here, my wife and I were out running some errands yesterday, and there was it's kind of like an indoor like flea market type of thing, or I guess it would be more of like a antique mall. And I have driven by it several times in my life, and I've never stopped in. And I decided to, give it a shot. We were in the area, it was open. We had really nothing else to do throughout the rest of the day. And so I figured I might as well go check it out. And I'm very glad I did, because I found 4 movies here that one of them I'm very excited about adding to my collection. I guess I'm excited about adding all of them. But the first one here, this is brand new factory sealed, and it was only $1. And that is the movie The Black Phone. Yeah, I've never actually seen this, but I've heard good things about it, so I'm very curious on The Black Phone. The next one, this is the one that I've been very excited about, because I feel like I've never come across a cheap copy of this movie, and I've wanted a version of this movie in my collection. I know Umbrella put out, I think it was a 4K. It might have either been Blu-ray or 4K, but I think it was Blu-ray. And I've always wanted to see this movie, and that is the movie Primer. This was at a booth where all the movies were 50% off. He had this marked at $2, but at 50% off, obviously, is only $1. And so, yeah, very, very excited about this. I would have gladly paid $2, because I feel like every time I see this movie for sale, it's like $20, $25. But yeah, for only $1, very excited about that. And then these next two, I was amazed to come across 4K at this like antique mall type of thing, because a lot of the booths that did have movies, there were a lot of run-of-the-mill titles that were, you see everywhere. But these two, I was actually, I don't have in my collection. But the first one is the movie Spiral, and that was only $3 for the 4K. So I figured for, only $3 adding that to the collection. I've seen the movie, but it's been a while. And then this is one that I've been looking for a cheap copy as well, because I saw this in theaters, and it's the only Saw movie that, besides Spiral, it's the only other Saw movie now that I was missing, and that is the movie Saw X. And that was only $2 for the 4K. Now they didn't come with the digital, I should say both of these did not come with the digital copy, which I'm totally okay with, because, for a combination of $5 for both of these is an amazing deal. But yeah, now I have all of the Saw films. But that is everything that I picked up over this last, I don't even know, month or so. Obviously, I did a big collection update video not too long ago with all the Criterion titles that I got, and there was the Severance sale. As I'm recording this, the Severance sale is still currently going on. I definitely spent way too much money for that, but I'm gonna have to patiently wait for my package now in the mail. And I believe the Arrow Video sale is still going on. The Kino Lorber sale is going on. Criterion actually, I think it ends today through Barnes & Noble. The Barnes & Noble Criterion sale is ending, which is unfortunate, but it will be happening again in November. And then I think that's about it. I might be missing some, but yeah, there's all the sales going on, and so yeah, I feel like it was kind of a hard balance to, buy stuff out in the wild, but also still have money for stuff on, online. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below of anything that I picked up. Have you seen any of these items? A lot of these I've not seen. you know, I'm very excited to check out Cube and The Black Phone and, you know, all of those Vinegar Syndrome titles. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.